Welcome to the ProKitchen Dimensions and Measurement Tools tutorial. When designing kitchens or any interior, using precise measurements and dimensions is crucial. A fraction of an inch can throw an entire design off. So in this tutorial, I'll demonstrate the many ways you can utilize the enhanced measurement tools in ProKitchen software to ensure accurate and precise designs. Measurement tools can be found in the ribbon under the Measurements and Comments tab at the top. Clicking on any one of the measurement tool icons will turn your cursor into a plus sign, indicating the measurement tool is ready to measure. The horizontal tool will measure the horizontal distance between two objects. Hover your mouse over the point or corner of one object, and ProKitchen will highlight it to show you your measurement point of reference. Click on that point and then hover your mouse over the point of your second object and then click again. The distance between those two objects horizontally will now be displayed. You can edit the position of the measurement line so it's easier to read by right-clicking on it, select Dimension, and open its toolbox submenu. From its toolbox, select the Move option, and your measurement will follow the direction of your mouse, and you can left-click once you're ready to lock it into position. The Vertical tool will measure the vertical distance between two objects. Hover your mouse over the point or corner of one object, click once, and then hover your mouse over the point of the second object and click again. The distance between those two objects vertically will now be displayed. Again, you can right-click on the dimension and use its toolbox to move its position. You can also adjust only the left or right extension of the measurement line by clicking on the left or right EXT tools in its toolbox. This time, just the extension will move in the direction of your mouse, and you can click again to lock it into position. The P2P tool, aka point-to-point, does what it says. It measures the direct path from a point of one object to a point of another object. Hover your mouse over the point of one object, and then click once. Now, hover your mouse over the point of your second object and click again. The direct distance between those 2 points will be displayed. Now, just like everything else in ProKitchen, measurements have attributes that will allow you to change its appearance. Again, right-click on the dimension line and open its toolbox. At the very bottom, select its attributes. In the attributes, you can change the mark style of the line to be a slash, arrow, or dot, and you can also set its display options to be shown on all of your plan views or just one. And then click OK to save, and your attribute changes will now be displayed. The P2L tool, aka point to line, measures the direct distance between a point of one object and the line of another object. Hover your mouse over the point of your first object and then click once. Now, hover your mouse over the line or edge of your second object and then click again. The direct measurement between the two will be displayed. Another handy tool in each measurement's toolbox is the Edit feature. You can edit the measurement's value, and the objects connected will be adjusted accordingly. This comes in handy when trying to place objects at a certain distance from each other. To do so, select the Edit tool from the Dimensions toolbox, and in the info box, you can type in the exact measurement you need, and then hit the Enter key on your keyboard when ready. Now, on your plan view, you'll see the object is moved at exactly the distance that you've typed in. The L2L tool, aka line to line, measures the direct distance between the line of one object and the line of another object. Pretty self-explanatory. Simply hover your mouse over the line of one object and click. Then, hover your mouse over the line of the second object and click again. The direct measurement between the two will now be displayed. When editing dimensions tied to objects that are placed inside of construction line wall zones, all of the objects tied to that construction line will move accordingly. This makes it super easy for you to move an entire island at a specific distance from your other room elements. So again, I can edit this dimension by right-clicking on the line and select Edit from the toolbox. Type in the measurement I want to place my island at and hit the Enter key on my keyboard. Now the objects tied to the construction line will move accordingly. The Angular tool measures the angle between two lines of an object. So again, hover your mouse over the line of one object and click, then hover your mouse over the line of your second object and click again. The angle between the two will be displayed. Be careful which line you select first, because just like drawing by hand with a compass, ProKitchen measures angles clockwise. Dimensions can easily be hidden or deleted after being placed. Simply select the Delete tool from its right-click toolbox and it will delete that selected dimension. If you select the Hide tool from its toolbox, it will hide the selected dimension on the current view only. It will still be displayed on your other views unless you set it otherwise. The MultiDim tool is a multi-dimension tool that will allow you to create free-form dimension lines and measure anything its start and end line touches. Simply select the tool, then click wherever you want to start drawing a dimension from, and then click again to place and display the measurement. By default, the multi-dimension tool will measure all elements in your design, but you can choose which elements you want it to measure by opening up its right-click toolbox. In the toolbox of a multi-dimension line, you'll see several elements with a check mark next to them. Uncheck the ones to isolate specific elements for the multi-dimension line to measure. Users can also quickly center objects according to a measurement line. To do so, right-click on the object you wish to center and select its SKU from the submenu. In the right-click toolbox that appears, click on the Center tool. Your cursor will turn into a plus sign, and now you can click directly on the dimension line you wish to center your object according to. And voila, it's centered according to that dimension line. This feature works for any object and any dimension line in your design. ProKitchen also has other helpful measurement tools that are not found under the Measurements and Comments tab. By default, when you place elements inside of wall zones, the measurement will automatically get displayed. These are called automatic dimensions. You can choose to hide automatic dimensions by right-clicking on an empty area on your grid and selecting Hide Automatic Dimensions from the pop-up toolbox. To display all dimensions, including previously hidden ones, right-click on an empty area of your grid again and select Display All Dimensions from the pop-up toolbox. The other handy measurement tools are these blue rectangular buttons found at the bottom of your ProKitchen interface: Grid, MDIM, and G-Snap. The Grid tool displays a grid in the background of your plan view, and each square is precisely 12 inches by 12 inches. The G-Snap tool, when turned on, blue means on, gray or white means off, will automatically snap objects in your design to each corner or line of the grid squares. The MDIM tool will display distances on your mouse navigation. So for example, if I open my elevation view and I hover my mouse over any area in between objects, the MDIM tool will display the distance of that area with my mouse. And that's it. Now you're ready to start utilizing those measurement tools and start designing accurately.